Ooh. One minute, my friend. Hold on, hold on. All right, all right. What's that, babe? Got to refresh. All right, all right. Sorry about that, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. You are with two gringos on the go, but today you are just with Darryle. Oh, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Truly, truly appreciate it. Let me know how the volume is. Let me get my chat up and running. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Chat is live. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I lost you here. What's going on? Oh, the camera's got a glitch. Oh, my Lord. I didn't even touch anything. I swear to God. Holy. Well, hopefully that's the one-time thing, and that's it. That's all. Well, I hope everybody had a good weekend out there, wherever you're watching from. We had a pretty good weekend here. It's been okay, not too bad. We'll get the ball rolling. Try not to bump anything. I don't know why, but the camera is glitchy, like always lately, it seems. It's been really good for a long time, and then I don't know if it's YouTube or shouldn't be anything wrong with anything on my end. Everything's brand new. My laptop's not like it's old. It's pretty new. Everything should be okay. I think it's YouTube. When you're doing these live streams, sometimes things don't go perfect. Let me just shut the door here. I got it open a little tiny bit. It's one of these doors you really got to push on it to get it to shut all the way tight. Okay, so what's going on? What's new in everybody's world out there? Don't be shy. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We are live in Puerto Morelos, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Get my water fix here. Again, today I never drank too terribly much water. I'm sure I should have drank a lot more. So, I didn't drink any pop today. I did have a couple of beer earlier. We went to the diving bar. I thought it was called the dive bar, but apparently it's called the diving bar. So I'm assuming it has something to do with diving. They probably do diving excursions there, I think. I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing. hence the name Diving Bar. So they were supposed to be playing live Spanish music, I had thought, because I had asked online, the Facebook groups about we're going to go listen to some Spanish music, not this 80s gringo music. So I've heard enough of that. So I kind of like to hear a little bit of Spanish music. And then everyone chimed in, oh, the Diving Bar. And then La Serena, I believe it's called, where we were on Wednesday. And they said if you go there Friday at 8 o'clock, they play Spanish music. But no, sorry, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night. Well, oh my Lord, I'm not staying up till 9 o'clock at night to go listen to music at a bar. I'm ready for bed at 9. So at the Diving Bar, they were supposed to start playing in the afternoon. Well, it turned out they started at 2 in the afternoon until 4. So that's more my speed, 2 o'clock, back home by 4:30, 5 the latest. I'm okay with that. But we will make it down to La Serena there one night. But 9 o'clock is a little bit of a late start for me. I guess we could go at 8 o'clock, but that's even kind of late. Like that's pushing it. Like to go out at 8 o'clock. I don't know. I'm ready to come home at 8 o'clock, not go out at 8 o'clock. I want to come home at 8 o'clock. I don't want to go out at 8 o'clock. But just for the sake of supporting a local band and listening to some other type of music other than 80s gringo rock music, I will go there on a Friday night sometime and check them out. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to promise it's going to be next Friday, but sometime soon we'll make it down there. So at the Diving Bar today, it was fun though. They were playing some old gringo music when we got there at first. I'm like, oh, great. But then they did switch it up and they started playing some Bob Marley, Caribbean type music. So that was all right. So we missed an hour of it because I was waiting for videos to process off my GoPro onto the computer and it was taking forever. I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait. And usually it doesn't take too long because I had to redo my video from our landlord, the property tour video. So that's why that hasn't dropped yet. So that'll be dropping soon. I've got that footage all done now. So it's all updated and shot. It's now on my computer, so I can start editing that. Won't take long, but that was the hold up for that. So we'll get that video dropped here soon. So beautiful property for sale, and then they also rent out some of the units, but they want to sell the apartment as well. So we'll see how that goes. It's a beautiful place. It's absolutely beautiful, right in Puerto Morelos. $1 million property, million plus. They want to sell it for. I think it's a pretty good investment if you got $1.5 million kicking around or whatever it is, million some. We'll put all the particulars in the description on the video and then up on the screen up there somewhere, right in there on the video. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm hoping to have that done by Friday. So, and then tomorrow will be our budget video. We'll drop that tomorrow. So last live stream was Wednesday. Hey, welcome, Judith. Welcome. 83 and I don't give a crap if they are blessed to live long, then you will not. I stay away from doctors and the pills. Right on. I'm with you. Power to that for sure. I don't like pills. I don't. I hope I never have to take pills. So we'll just go with that. I'm assuming you're saying you're 83 years old. If you are, that is totally awesome, Judith. Welcome. Glad to have you with us this evening. Wherever you're watching from, 83. I hope I make it that far. My dad passed away when he was 86, dementia. Well, he had got pneumonia, but he had dementia. His dementia was getting pretty bad. So kind of like our little dog Cece, his dementia was getting bad. So in the last 2 years, we've lost my father and I lost our dog. So it's been and then a lot of family cousins, aunts, uncles, cousins have passed in the last few years here. It's been devastating. All the loss that we've suffered over the last few years. It's been absolutely devastating. So, but yeah, I really hope I don't have to take any pills. I really do, because I don't like pills, and I never have. I've never been a pill taker. I my whole life I've never been. I got a cold, I got to take a Tylenol or what, unless I'm really I'm in a lot of pain. But that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, I'm not a pill taker. I don't run to the medicine cabinet and take pills for every little thing. I don't get headaches, thank God. Knock on wood, I'd knock on my table, but I don't want to shake it. So yeah, I don't get colds too severely. No headaches. So thank God for that. And yeah, I hope to never have to take pills. Welcome, John. Welcome. Welcome. Only as last resort. Yeah, and you know what? Here, we'll drop these comments up here. And again, welcome, Judith. I appreciate your comment. I really do. You sound like my kind of person. And Sean, yes, I agree with you. Last resort. Very last resort. And even then, I'm really going to do my best not to take any medication. So hopefully I can stick to that. So, and I don't right now. So, and Jennifer's the same way. We try not to take pills of any type. I can't even remember the last time I took a pill, to be honest with you, of any type. Like, I've taken Tylenol, I've taken aspirin, not too much aspirin. I've taken Tylenol before, but, and then, I've had infection before, and I've taken, antibiotics, but it's been a long time since I've taken any pill. So hopefully we can stick with that. So I'm not a pill taker, and I'm not a drinker, I'm not a drug user. So used to smoke the marijuana, as everybody knows. If you watch my channel, if you've listened to me talk, everybody knows I'm an ex-weed smoker and a cigarette smoker. I smoked weed and I smoked cigarettes, and I don't do either anymore. Thank God. The cigarettes were hard to quit. The weed, I quit like that. Just like that. I fell off the wagon a couple of times because, who doesn't like to have a good time? So hanging around with people that smoke it. So yeah, a couple of times fell off the wagon. The cigarettes, it took quite a few years to quit, but I did manage to kick the habit, and very thankful I did. I feel 1,000 times better now that I don't smoke. I can breathe and I have energy, and just all around feel a lot better. My smell, my taste, just everything. My clothes don't stink like cigarette. Like, it's such a disgusting habit. It really is. It's hard on your body. It's hard on everything, and your pocketbook. It's hard on your pocket. You're spending money to kill yourself, and then your clothes stink. Your house stinks. Your car stinks. Everything stinks like an ashtray. And you don't realize how bad it is until you don't smoke. And then you're like, oh my God, is that what I smelled like? Good gravy. I'm so glad I don't smell like that anymore. Well, drop me a thumbs up for giving up smoking and giving up weed and not a drinker. So, and I give you guys a thumbs up for whatever you have accomplished in your life. I'd literally give you a thumbs up if I could, but I'll give you one here on the screen. Thumbs up to everybody out there. Thanks for hopping on. We really appreciate it. Jennifer's watching TV, so I don't know how much she appreciates it, but I appreciate it. Maybe she'll pop in later here for a minute and say hi. So, so from the last live stream on Wednesday, we had a pretty good week. I mean, I've been busy editing videos. I picked up a video editing gig from my friend Nathan. Thank you very much. I'm very thankful to have that job from Nathan. Jennifer's done her contract now, so she's actively looking for work again. So she did pick up a contract, but that's all done now. We're thinking of doing maybe some pet sitting on the side. And I'm getting really hot. I got to turn we don't use the AC. That's another thing here, guys. We put on the dry. So we just put the AC on dry. and it blows cool enough air. I'm just going to put that on. It's getting warm in here now that I've closed the door. And I don't have a fan in this room either. We have a fan in our bedroom, but there's no fan here. So I just put it on dry here. So we try not to use the AC because we want to stay climatized, right? So there's nothing worse than sitting in the AC and then going outside to the 30 plus degrees heat or even 28, so we don't use the AC anymore. So since we discovered the dry is plenty sufficient. So what do we got going on, Sean? What are you saying? So any protests where you're at? No protests at all. No, nothing. No protests here, man. That's yeah, we're in gringo heaven over here, so it's all full of gringos. So the gringos are their bread and butter over here. So I think a little bit more welcoming of the gringos over here in the Caribbean side. Anywhere where it's touristy, there may be a little bit more welcoming of the gringos because it's, we're not fully their bread and butter, obviously, the tourists, but a big part of the industry here is tourism, as you know. So yeah, there's none of that going on here. Thank God for that. So hallelujah. Praise Jesus. That's what I got to say for that. So, we never witnessed any of that in Oaxaca City either. But I mean, I saw graffiti and I heard comments and whatnot, but we didn't witness any protests. We were actually going to go to Mexico City, but thank God, I mean, everything happens for a reason. And I don't know, Jennifer and I have been so blessed in so many ways. We were going to go to Mexico City, but we decided to go to Oaxaca City. And this was before all the protests were going on in Mexico City. And once we got to Oaxaca City, and then all of a sudden all these protests started going on. And I'm like, well, thank God we didn't go to Mexico City and we're here in Oaxaca City instead. So just by chance, we didn't go, and we were going to go live in Mexico City, not necessarily right in the city, but we would have been there in that area for sure. So everything happens for a reason, right? So I'm blessed that we did not end up going there. So we will go back to Mexico City. We do love it there. It's a beautiful city, and you know what? People can protest all they want. I mean, it's a free country. Right? So they want to protest, go ahead. They protest in Canada, they protest in the USA. It's a free country. You can protest whatever you want. So it's when people start looting and destroying property and stuff like that. That's where I have the problem, because now you're just wrecking your own city. Like you can have a peaceful protest, that's fine. But when you start vandalizing and destroying property and hurting people, then I have an issue with that. And most people do. I mean, anybody with common sense would agree with that. Protest all you want, peaceful protest. You don't agree with something, that's fine. That's your God-given right to not agree with something. But when you start vandalizing and destroying property, graffiti and hurting people, committing crimes and violence, then yeah, I don't condone that. That I will not condone. But the protesting, absolutely, go ahead, protest all you want. It's a free country, free world. It's your own God-given right to protest. So let's get on with the comments here. You guys are just yakking here now. Holy crap. Oh, hey, thank you so much. Oh, you're in Quetro. Awesome. Okay, cool. I want to go there one day. I'm probably not saying it right. My pronunciation is terrible, so I apologize. Never use drugs. That's awesome. Well, I have, so I don't anymore, but I have. So I'm very thankful that I don't. Thank you so much, Judith. And again, I really appreciate you being here. And, oh, Crazy Boy Radio. Hey, how you doing, brother? We'll get you in a second here. Christmas crap already out here. Yeah, well, it's out already here too. Yeah, ads on TV. Yeah, it's that's the way life is now. It just goes from Halloween straight into Christmas. They just skip everything else. So it starts here too. The Christmas, the trees. People have their trees up, and they're erecting the trees out in the street already. So happy Sunday, yes, for sure. Welcome, Crazy Boy. Thanks for being here, my friend. Have a great weekend. Cheers. I mean, you're leaving, just popping in to say hi, bye type thing. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I mean, grow a beard. You could play Santa. You know what? I was just, do you notice I don't have my goatee? So I was shaving. Yeah, I don't want to play Santa in a shopping mall. Thanks. I was shaving just the other day, and any men that are watching, I'm sure you can relate. All of a sudden, oh, okay. Well, I guess the whole thing is coming off because I can't fix it. So I shaved off my goatee. So I actually kind of don't mind. So I maybe go without for a while. So I shaved it right off because I put on this attachment and I was going to just trim it really short. And I held the razor at an angle and ended up shaving my goatee like practically right off anyway and right in the middle. I was like, okay, well, there's no coming back from that. So I might as well just, it would have been just stubble. So I just took it right off. So I like, forget it. No goatee for a while, but my facial hair grows really quick. And for some reason here in the, I don't know if it's the ocean, the sun, the salt air, what it is, the humidity, but not the hair on my head, but the hair on my face grows really fast here, like fast. Like if I can go, I could shave every day, but I don't because I don't like shaving like most men, just like most women, I'm sure don't like shaving as well. I'll go like 2, 3 days without shaving, but I could literally shave every day. So my goatee will grow back pretty quick, but I think we're going to leave it off for a while. So just go with the beard or the mustache, no beard. I did have a beard. Like in the wintertime, I used to grow a beard in Canada when I'd go trapping up north with my brother-in-law and then visiting my father. I'd grow a beard in the wintertime because, well, it's cold. And then, I wanted to look like Grizzly Adams. So I'd grow a beard. And plus, I hate shaving. So well, it was perfect. Just grow a beard and not shave for like 5 months, 6 months. So, and I was not working. So I didn't have to worry about it. So I would, if you're not aware, the job that I had before I moved to Mexico, it was only seasonal and I only worked the summer months. So I'd go on unemployment insurance. I don't know what you guys call it in the US, but in Canada, it's unemployment insurance. I would go on unemployment. We say unemployment or EI. A lot of people just say EI, employment insurance. So that's a big thing in Canada. Everyone's got to abbreviate everything nowadays because we're so lazy. We can't even say 2 words. So we say EI. So I was on unemployment and I would go stay with my father up north for 3 to 4 months, usually 3 months, sometimes 4, but at least 3 months. I'd go up there and help my sister look after my father and then go trapping with my brother-in-law. So he had a trap line up in northern Saskatchewan there. So I would grow a lot of times. I would grow a beard. Both me and my father would. I got pictures, memories that pop up on Facebook all the time, and I look a lot like my father. So me and him would both have a big gray beard. I'd have a beard in the wintertime back home, but yeah, no beards here. Too bloody hot. No thanks. The goatee is I can live with the goatee, but yeah, not the beard. No way. Yeah, no way. No way, Jose. So yeah. So we've had a pretty good week, I think, overall. Things have been going pretty good. I mean, been editing videos, making videos, not too much making videos, a little bit, but I did some B-roll for Jen's budget video. We rode the bike down to the beach and whatnot. So we actually filmed Jen's budget video at the pool. So, and it was in the morning, so that's going to drop tomorrow. Hopefully, her voice is a little bit hoarse in the morning, so hopefully it sounds okay. So we filmed the video at the pool. We set up her laptop at the pool. I mean, it's only at 12. It's under 15 minutes, I think 13-minute video. And that drops tomorrow. And we're going to do a price comparison from Huatulco to here. Now, obviously, it's not going to be like 1,000% accurate because the dining out, depending where we ate and what we ate, and how many times. That we did a price comparison with the rent and how much we paid there, how much we paid here, how much we spent for dining out here, and how much we spent for dining out there for that month that we did our comparison from. I don't know which month we compared it from. I think the most recent month, I believe, before we left Huatuco. So not Oaxaca, but Huatuco, the two beach towns. So the beach town La Crucita in Oaxaca to the beach town here in Quintana Roo. So it's not that old of a video, the price comparison, because we were only in Oaxaca City for 4 months. So the video would have only been maybe 5-6 months ago. So, I think it's going to be pretty accurate, but it'll give you an idea what we paid over there for the months that we did the price comparison to the comparison to here. So the rent is going to be the main one, right? The rent, the power, stuff like that isn't going to change. Obviously, the dining out is going to be a little bit different because depending on how many times we ate and where we ate, type thing, right? So it's more the rent and the power, and then how much we spent on gas for the car and stuff like that is going to be more, a little bit more accurate. So should be interesting. Anyway, I haven't gone through the whole video yet. I just started making it. So there's really not, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight, but there's really not a lot of difference in the price comparison other than the rent. The rent is actually, obviously we paid more there. Like we were paying $15,000 there, and here we're only paying $13,500. So we're paying less here, and we're getting so much more. Like it's not a big difference in the price. It's only like 1,500 pesos. So whatever that is, you can do the math on that. So 1,500 difference pesos in price, cheaper here. But here we have so much more. We have a modern home. We have fiber optic internet, so this is all stuff we didn't have there. The home wasn't modern. We didn't have fiber optic internet. We only had AC in the bedroom in Huatuco. Here we have AC in every bedroom. We have solar panels here. We have hot water coming out of every tap here. The hot water was questionable in the home we had there. And the big thing is, for me, we have water pressure here. What we didn't have there was all gravity fed. Here we actually have a water pump with a pressure tank. So we actually have water pressure. So, and then here we have it's just so much more. Like it's just so much more. The pool, we got a pool here. We're in a gated community. Not that really matters to us. We don't really care about that, but we like the amenities of the gated community, the pool, and there is an outdoor gym here. So, there's that, but it's just so much more than what we had there for the dollar, right? So it's cheaper, yet we're paying cheaper, but we have so much more on top of it. So it's actually so much better. Like it really is so much better. I loved Huatuco, don't get me wrong, but I'm much happier here just for the fact, we don't live outside, right? You live in your house. So this is where we spend the majority of our time. This is where we sleep. This is where we eat. This is where we spend the majority of our time. So you got a little bit of sarcasm in the summertime and the spring and the fall. Where over in Huatuco you don't have no sarcasm. Touristy here, or not as touristy there, but it's still touristy there. But it's just for us anyway. I would much rather be here, and we're definitely happier here. Definitely happier here. Again, we love Huatuco. It's a beautiful place. I highly recommend you go visit it. If you get a chance, go to Oaxaca City. Huatuco is, I read a comment the other day, somebody, a younger person, oh, this place is like, the streets roll up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's where there's nothing to do here. It's so dead. And there is a lot of old people there. Like there's a lot of old senior citizens in Huatuco. There is here as well, but there's also a younger crowd too. Like you go to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, 30 minutes either direction, and you're in could be in a party zone if that's what you want, right? We're there in Huatuco. You got to drive for hours and hours and hours and hours to go anywhere because there's nothing. There's just Huatuco. That's it. You can go to Puerto Escondido, but that's through the mountains. I mean, it's not too terribly far, but it's not like a half hour. It's like a couple hours away, through a windy mountain road, right? And there's still not a lot there either, but it is a younger crowd, uh, hippie vibe, right? But it's not Playa del Carmen party zone or Cancun party zone, if that's what you're after, right? And it doesn't have the, I don't know. Just for me, I would just much rather be over here. I really would. I'll take a little bit of sarcasm because everything else, the good far outweighs the bad, as far for me anyway. That's my opinion, right? So all of us YouTubers on here that are talking to you guys about Mexico, it's all our opinion. Everybody, we're just giving you our opinion. It's nothing's written in stone. It's whatever is right for you. Everyone's got their own dreams, their own paths to follow. Merida might not be right for somebody else, but other people love Merida. The Caribbean might not be right for you, but a lot of people love it, and other people want to be in Baja California, and other people, I don't want to go over there. The Lake Chapala, the polluted lake over there, where all the gringos, and it's expensive. Some people love it over there. Well, that's not for me. And same with Puerto Vallarta. It's super expensive there, and I don't know. It's just that's not for me. I've been there. I just didn't really care for it. And those other places, I mean, I'd like to go visit there, not Lake Chapala or whatever it's called. I have no desire to go there. None whatsoever. None. Zero, 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 zero desire to go over there. Zero. But I wouldn't mind checking out Baja California. Mazatlan, I wouldn't mind checking that out. Quetro, I wouldn't mind checking that out, going there for a holiday, those places. But as far as to live, yeah, I don't think so. But again, that's my opinion. That's just me, right? To go visit, perfect. Let's get back to the question. Sorry. Where were we? Oh, we're the beard one. Yeah. Yeah, it was a very unique experience for sure. Hey, Magic Crate, welcome. Thanks for hopping on, my friend. Oh, I jumped past you there. Hola, amigo. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's just my observation, my opinion. That's it, right? So everyone's got their own. I haven't been all over Mexico, so I don't know every corner of Mexico, but I can only speak for the areas that I've been and what I've read and what I've heard online. So that's it, man. And then again, just my opinion. Bob and Sharon, welcome. Good evening. Did you rent bikes in Huachuco? Yes, I did. No, sorry, I didn't. We have bikes. We owned our own bikes. But you can see Oscar in Huachuco to rent bikes. He's just down from the square, right across the street from Waldo's. So he has a little shop there, coffee shop. He does tours as well, and he also rents motorbikes. He rents scooters, and he rents bicicletas. So yeah, no, we had our own bikes. We bought bikes a long time ago. I've been dragging my mountain bike around Mexico for years. I have my own mountain bike because I love biking. So, and then Jennifer had one given to her in Merida, and we gave that away. We paid it forward, and we gave her bike away when we left. But then when we were in Veracruz, we bought her a brand new bike, and we dragged that bike from from Veracruz to Huachuco, and then again from Huachuco, we dragged it to Oaxaca. So from Veracruz, we had two bikes on the back of the car all the way through to Huachuco and then to Oaxaca City. And then in Oaxaca City, we dumped both of our bikes. Now, she gave her bike away, again, her brand new bike. She gave it to our landlord's daughter who wanted a bike, so we gave it to her. And then my bike, I'm selling it. So it's in Oaxaca City. Maybe you want to go there and buy it. My friend is selling it for me. He hasn't sold it, so he's not a very good salesman. I don't know what he's waiting for. I should just message him. Just whatever you get for it, I don't care. I don't need to get $1 million for it. But yeah, I think I had it for 4 years. I mean, it's a good mountain bike, but it's not like a high-end mountain bike, So, but it had the front and back shocks, and I don't recommend that. Better off to get a hardtail bike. I had problems with my bike at the end last few years. It was requiring a lot of maintenance because of the shock at the back. So it was causing the back tire to shift, and it was throwing it out of alignment, and it was just a nightmare. It really was. So I would never buy one again like that, or spend $1,000 US and buy a really, really good bike. But yeah, if you want to rent a bike in Oaxaca, I highly recommend Oscar. Like I said, he's got his bike shop, and he also has a coffee taco shop there as well. And he's right across from Waldo's, just down from the square, from the town square, going towards the gas station. So if you've been there, if you're there, you'll know where Waldo's is. So you're on the way to Petro Canada, and he's on the opposite side of the street from the Waldo's. So can't miss it. I can't remember the name of his shop, but you'll see he's got a big banner there. He's got a big bike banner there, so you can't miss him. Now that he just bought that banner not too long before we left, so can't miss him. Great guy, bilingual. He's a licensed guide, super friendly. Doesn't gringo price you for the tours. His prices are the cheapest that I found, and he's just a super nice guy. And I can't say enough about him because he's just so friendly, and he gave us a bike for free. Like, he was letting Jennifer use one of the bikes for free, and he took me on some tours with him. He didn't charge me, and yeah, just a super nice guy. Just wants to help people out. So super, super nice guy. And I've seen him do other things like that for other people as well, not just me, for locals. He's just a kind-hearted guy, and like I said, he's a licensed guide. He goes down to the cruise ships, and not everybody is qualified to do that. So he has a special license. He's one of the guides that goes down, and he goes out when the cruise ships come in, and he takes the people off the cruise ship, and he takes them out and does excursions with them. So that's how qualified he is. That's the credentials that he has. He's up there, So it's just great, and he's a good friend. You get to know him. He's a good friend, and he does the waterfalls tours, and and his prices are reasonable, and he'll take you around and take you biking. His prices are very, very reasonable. It's not expensive to rent a bike from him or to go on a tour with him, to have him take you around, take you out to some of the beaches there in Huachuco. So yeah, I can't say enough about Oscar. He's a great guy. And his girlfriend, her family has a taco business that's been there for almost 30 years over in Section K. So you can ask Oscar about it. I don't know. Maybe if I remember, I'll put it in the description, the location where her family taco business is. But it's been there for 30 years. It's in a parking lot in Section K. And the food is absolutely amazing. The tacos are so good. Yeah, well, the food in Oaxaca is just amazing. But yeah, 30 years in business, just about 29 years, so maybe 30 now. But selling tacos out on the street in the parking lot of the apartment complex there. They have tables and a big, cooking station set up there with tables, and very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice setup. Very clean, very friendly, cheap, good quality. Yeah, amazing. So, and 30 years in business. So they must be doing something right. 30 years family business. So yeah, amazing. Where are we at? Walmart special mountain. Yeah, exactly. Walmart special. It wasn't from Walmart though. My bike, I actually bought it in Merida from a bike shop. It was actually from a bike shop. It wasn't from Walmart. It was from a bike shop, but it was on sale. It was on the south side of Merida, and it wasn't even in a shopping mall. I just found it online when we were there. I bought it when I blew my knee, so I bought that bike shortly after I moved there. And what it was, I was going to the gym all the time. Well, here, I'll just say, Judy, welcome. Again, another person from Quetro. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, Judy. Glad to have you here. Appreciate it. That's cool. 2 people from Mexico that are living in Mexico. So in Merida, I was going to the gym all the time because we were in a gated community. So I was going to the gym and I was on the treadmill jogging and working out, lifting weights, and just, trying to live healthy and stay fit when we first got here. And then I thought, well, you know what? I did that for about 4 months. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go outside and start running, get a jog outside. So I did. I started going outside instead of going on the treadmill, and I'd still go to the gym and lift the weights and that. But instead of jogging on the treadmill, I was jogging outside. Well, I blew my knee, and it was sore. Like I thought I was going to have to go to the doctor. I really did. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. It was like 2 months I was limping on my leg. And I thought, oh my God, it's not getting any better. And it was swollen up. And I'm just like, from jogging on the pavement, right? The treadmill's got a lot more forgiving than the pavement. So yeah, and then just not used to jogging either, right? So I used to jog when I was younger, but that was like eons and eons ago before I smoked and had all those bad habits and when I wasn't overweight. So anyway, my knee did heal after about 2 months. And I thought, you know what? I ain't doing that again. So I'm going to buy a bike. I went and bought this mountain bike. So instead of doing the jogging, I was doing the mountain biking and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So, and I biked lots when I was younger. I mean, everybody did, right? We all had bikes when we were kids, and I had a bike even when I was an adult in Canada, but I didn't ride it that much because I was busy working. And me and Jen would go out once in a while. And then one time in Canada, Jen left the garage door open. So we had one of those ones where you just, push the button in the door, the garage door opener. And it was wintertime. She'd come home from work and she would usually come in the house and push the button and close the door from inside the house. Well, she forgot one night to do that. Somebody went in and stole our brand new bikes that we had, and they weren't really expensive bikes, but they were new, and they were 2 bikes brand new stolen, and that's all they took out of our garage. And they were like, crime of opportunity because the garage was full of tools and car and snow blower, and there was all kinds of stuff in there they could have stole, but they took the 2 brand new bikes. So after that, I put in one of those keypads outside, so Jennifer would have to enter in the number to close the garage door outside before she came in the house. So that was her new ritual when she got out of the car, was to make sure she closed the garage door from outside with the keypad. So I actually didn't have to put the number in. I guess just to close the door, we just push the button. So, but anyway, so we had our bikes stolen when we were in Canada. So, and I never did replace them after that. So wasn't really till I got here where I was more serious about biking. So, and then Oaxaca, that's when I really got serious about biking in Huachuco with Oscar, because he's a huge mountain biker. So, and I was biking up to the lighthouse in the morning for the sunrise and in the mountains down there. And I was biking all over to all the beaches and going to the beaches early in the morning by myself, biking while Jen was working. I'd be out at 7 o'clock, 6, 5 in the morning. I was out there biking, So I had a great time. And then when I got to Oaxaca City, well, that was a whole other level of biking up there. So yeah, now we have e-bikes. So love biking. Love it, love it, love it, love it. 63 years traveling Mexico. Holy crap. That's awesome. Well, I'm jealous of that. That's incredible. 63 years. Wow. That is totally awesome. Kudos, man. That deserves a double thumbs up. For sure. Well, you know Mexico better than I do. That's for sure. We've been coming here for 12 years prior to living here, but that's it. And just holidaying, right? 3 weeks. We started coming for 2 weeks, and then when we discovered we had an RCI membership, we started coming for 3 weeks because it was so cheap. So, and I was, as I stated earlier, was on unemployment insurance, so we would travel here for 3 weeks and all up and down the Caribbean. One time to Puerto Vallarta and Bucerías, that was it. So, and we didn't really care for it. I mean, I'm glad I went over there. Puerto Vallarta is kind of cool, but we're beach people. We didn't like the beach over there. Bucerías was nice. We were in a beautiful resort in Bucerías. The resort was absolutely stunning. It was a 5-star resort for sure. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I'm glad I went over there. It was, it was an experience, right? But it just wasn't our cup of tea. So we preferred the Caribbean. So we came back over here. And we would never stay in Cancun or Playa del Carmen. We were always down by Acamal or Tulum at one of the resorts, right? One time we stayed in Cancun, but we were always south of Cancun out on a resort somewhere, Or here, we discovered in 2016, we stayed in Puerto Morelos, where we are here at El Cid. And one time we stayed in Cancun, and that was it. Otherwise, we just been all up and down the coast here. So, but we've really explored Mexico since we've been living here. Like, we've been all over. Oh, excuse me, all over the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's been a lot of fun driving around. And like I said, we've had no issues driving here. So like we got a car right away. So we've been driving here for 4 years. We've been driving all over, and we've never had no issues whatsoever. Zero issues whatsoever. And we drive all over. So we stick to the toll roads, like they recommend, stick to the toll roads. We don't drive at night. Now, the reason they say don't drive at night is because of visibility. There's cows and people and goats and horses and chickens and, bicycles and everything on the highway and potholes and, it could be a tree, it could be a big rock or whatever. That's why they don't recommend you drive at night. Not because that's when it's dangerous and you're going to get robbed or anything like that. It's because of the visibility. It's the hazards on the road that you can't see at nighttime, right? So that's why they recommend you don't drive at night. And I understand that. So, and I don't want to drive at night anyway, so I have no problem with that. I don't want to drive at night at home in Canada. What the hell do I want to drive at night here for? I want to be at home in bed. I don't want to be driving around at nighttime. The last place I want to be is out on the highway driving around. Like I said, I don't even want to do that in Canada. So why the heck would I want to do that here? Just common sense, right? I used to like driving when I was younger. I'd drive all over Canada at nighttime, but as you get older, I don't want to drive at night. When we did our 3-week road trip through the USA from Alberta, we drove all the way down to Pensacola, Florida in my Buick. I bought a brand new Buick Encore, and we took that car all the way from Edmonton, Alberta to Pensacola, Florida. We stopped in Houston and visited my friend there, and then carried on to Pensacola, Florida. And then we went back to Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, to Notley Lake, and we rented a cabin there. But that whole road trip, 3-week road trip, I only drove in the daylight hours. That's it, for like 8-9 hours a day, whatever the daylight was. I only drove in the daylight hours. As soon as it got dusk, we pulled over and got a hotel room or motel or whatever. We didn't drive at night. So I guess one time we did, because there was a bad accident on the road when we were going through Texas, and we got stuck in a traffic jam for like hours. And I was very disappointed, because there was one area we were driving to. I can't remember. It was years ago, but there was one area specifically I wanted to see driving through in the daylight, and we ended up going through at nighttime because of this freaking accident that was on the highway. And yeah, we were sitting on the side of the road for 3 hours. I swear to God, it was 3 hours. So we ended up driving at night that little bit there. So other than that, yeah, I don't want to drive at nighttime. So I like driving here. I really do. It's you don't have the worries that you do back home, really, like with photo radar and being stopped for going 12 kilometers over the speed limit. or whatever stupid traffic violation for stupid crap right here. They just don't bother you. Just, unless you're being utterly ridiculous. I mean, obviously follow the rules of the road, but yeah, they're pretty forgiving here. So, I enjoy driving here. If you don't come to a complete stop and there was nobody for miles each way, well, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, it's pretty freeing here, very freeing. So yeah, I love driving here. It's absolutely awesome. No problemo. Fabulous. Holy crap. I've been on here for 50 minutes already. Well, thanks for hopping on, everybody. I really appreciate it. Sean, Judy, Bob, and Sharon, really appreciate it. Judy, really appreciate you for being here. Yeah, Meredith's too hot. Acapulco, yeah, I want another place I want to get over to is Acapulco. That's on our radar to go there. Really is. Eat Valley Travel was over there. We follow them on YouTube once in a while. Check out their videos. I'm sure you guys have all heard of Eat Valley Travel. I like their YouTube videos. So they were over there not too long ago. And yeah, it's been on our radar for a while. That and Mazatlan. So I'll get over there and check those areas out eventually. But now that it's just me and Jennifer, we don't have little Cece anymore. God rest his soul. He's up there playing with my dad right now in heaven. So we'll just fly. We can fly over there. So I'm done driving around. We'll just fly. We'll drive around here and Yucatan Peninsula and whatnot, but not driving across Mexico anymore. We'll just hop on a plane and fly. So it was pretty hard with Cece. We didn't want to fly anywhere having Cece. So now that we don't have him with us anymore, we'll fly. No, but yeah, Acapulco looks pretty good. I think Kevin, I can't remember her name, Eat Valley Travel, but his name is Kevin. He's from Veracruz anyway, the YouTubers. And they were there right shortly after the earthquake, I guess. So they were still rebuilding when they were there, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it still looks like a pretty decent place anyway. That's too bad about the earthquake though, but I'm sure it's fixed up pretty good now already. They don't waste no time here, so I'm sure they've rebuilt quite a bit of it already. I'm sure there's lots to be done yet, but we all know how the Mexicans have a pretty good work ethic, so I'm sure it's been fixed up quite a bit already. I haven't seen too much about it since then, but I'm assuming, like I said, I know how the Mexicans like to work and get things done, so usually. I know they really enjoyed it over there. I hear good things about it over there, so maybe one day. It's on our radar anyway to get over there. Yeah, I'll agree with you though about Merida. Merida is bloody hot. I couldn't wait to get out of Merida. I love Merida. Love going there. Love visiting it. It's a beautiful city. If you've never been there, I highly recommend you go. I don't recommend you go in the summertime. I recommend you go at Christmas time. It's a beautiful city. It absolutely is. Get out to Progreso. Get out to Chicxulub, downtown Merida. Check out the big fancy shopping malls on the north end of Merida. It's absolutely stunning. I like that they close the streets down on Sunday for biking. If you didn't know that, they do. On Sunday, they close the streets down for biking, and I love that. That's so awesome. So, and there's so many places you can rent bikes for like practically free, almost free. It's so cheap, it's almost free. You can rent a bike and go bike around the city of Merida. So it's a lot of fun. It really is. And Merida is a beautiful city. the downtown core. And then Merida's got a lot going for it. It really does. Other than it's hot. Like Merida does have a lot going for it. There's no denying that. It's a beautiful city, colonial city, got a lot of history. The food's pretty good. It's got, everything you could ever want. The beach is only 30 minutes away. You got the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is only 30 minutes away from Merida. You got all the cenotes. You got a lot of nice little towns close by that are very authentic Mexico, so there's no denying Merida has a lot going for it, a lot. And it does. It's a beautiful city. I would never knock Merida. Merida holds a special place in our heart because that was where we planted our feet when we got to Mexico. That's why we are two gringos on the Gulf from the Gulf of Mexico. So, yeah, I can't say enough about Merida, just like I can't say enough about Veracruz and Oaxaca, places I've been. So, yeah, it does have a lot going for it. So, absolutely. I don't know where that place is, Sean. In Veracruz, 36 hours straight, but not recently. Okilandia. Okilandia to Veracruz, 36 hours. I didn't really care for Veracruz. So if you're not aware, that's what they call the port city, Veracruz. And it's not the capital either. It's just the city of Veracruz in the state of Veracruz, but they say Veracruz. So that's what they're talking about is the city of Veracruz and the state of Veracruz. And I've said that before, but I'll say it again for anybody that's new watching. If you didn't know that, that's what they say, Veracruz. So I didn't really care for that city that much, to be honest with you. It's cool to go there. They got a nice big Malecon. The beach is meh. It's an industrial city. It's a port city. The water is not as nice as the Gulf of Mexico and over on in Progreso. Like not even close. The beach is not as nice. The water is not as nice. The city itself was, it didn't like, oh my God, I got to go to the city of Veracruz because it's so cool. No, not at all. But now Jalapa, on the other hand, is absolutely amazing. Jalapa, Veracruz is, to me, that's the cat's meow of Veracruz. The capital city is Jalapa, and that's where you want to go, in my opinion. So, I mean, Veracruz has the Malecon, and it is pretty big. But if you're a beach person, I mean, people aren't flocking to Veracruz because they want to go to the beach. If you go north of Veracruz, the beach does get nicer. If you go north, but yeah, the city itself, yeah, I don't really care for it all that much, to be honest with you. I will probably never ever go back there. I think so. Whatever. Yeah, exactly, my friend. Exactly. And I'll agree. It's amazing, but it's hot. 2.5 years. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I really couldn't. I'm like, I was so over the heat. I was so over it. I was like, let's get the heck out of here. Just so over the heat. Well, I appreciate you guys hopping on and being talkative. Puebla, yeah, I love Puebla, love it. I could have lived there. I really could have. I was only there once, but I loved my time there. I really did. We spent 4 or 5 days there. It wasn't a week or anything. I think it was 4 or 5 days, one of the two. Oh, we drove. We drove there from Veracruz. We had our cars. We traveled around, and yeah, I really liked it there. Downtown, the downtown core is really nice. Really nice. Like Mexico City too. Like I love Mexico City. I want to go back there, and I hope to go back to Puebla. I don't know if I will, but I'll definitely go into Mexico City again. There's no doubt about that. But Puebla, I probably won't. But I highly recommend if you've never been there, you go check it out. It's pretty nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Got a nice, lively atmosphere at nighttime and in the daytime, but more so at night, like the rest of Mexico comes alive at nighttime. Bring. She comes alive at nighttime. Land of the Grapes of Wrath fame. Okay. Good to know. I was thinking grapes when you said that. Are they making wine Oklahoma. So yeah, good times. Good times in Mexico, man. Let's do the hold on. Where's my drum roll? Best I got. Well, I appreciate everybody hopping on, my friend. I really do. Really, really do. It's been an adventure and a half, that's for sure. Happy to be here with you all, wherever you're watching from. I don't like to keep my lives too long, though, because I got a life. So I think we're going to wrap her up pretty quick. If you have any questions or comments, spit them out now. We're over an hour, so that's roughly about how long I like to keep my lives. I could ramble on here for 4 hours if you let me, but nobody wants to listen to me for that long. I don't even want to listen to myself for that long, but I will. No doubt about it. Magic Crate can contest to that. And so can Crazy Boy. I think we lost Crazy Boy, though. He just popped in for a minute there, but he knows I'm a chatterbox most days. So that's why the YouTube gig is probably perfect for me, because I am a chatterbox. So, but I am going to keeping it real, all good. Yes, try to keep it as real as possible. That's one thing I like about the live streams and my videos. I try to keep it as real as possible for you guys. Obviously, we're doing some editing, but trying to just show you guys real Mexico, what it's like living here. You know, so I like to show Mexico as much as possible. So places we are, what we're doing, stuff like that. I do upload a lot of shorts, so if you don't watch shorts, sorry to hear that, but I've kind of been slacking on my shorts lately. So we'll continue on anyway with doing what we're doing with the videos. So not really too much is going to change, other than we're going to keep doing the live streams every Sunday and Wednesday. So that's kind of new. We've incorporated it back into our YouTube fold. So we did them before, but we didn't really have good internet in Veracruz or Oaxaca. So we kind of done away with them for a while. And then we did some live on locations, which I still will do. So, yeah. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Appreciate it. God bless. New video tomorrow, budget video. I hope you check it out. Give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And share our content with your family and friends. Help us reach 10,000 followers, please. We need 10,000 subscribers. Help us out. Share our videos with your family and friends. That'd be awesome. Greatly appreciated. Just click the share button and you can share it to your Facebook. That'd be greatly appreciated. All the old people are on Facebook. That's where the cool people are. The young whippersnappers are over there on TikTok or whatever you want to call it, and Instagram. We're on all those too, but trying to keep up with the young people. So God bless. Adios. Hasta luego. Take care. Peace out. And remember, be kind to one another. Adios. God bless.